had to tell my neighbour their cat had been run over, while my own face was painted like a kitten.
Please, see.
Please be true. Please.
It's got to be true.
You were at the school as what? As a dad, or were you working on the stall doing the face painting or anything? Or were you
there was a sort of shift, so I did help with one of the stalls, but I was also there just as a parent.
What was the stall you were helping on?
Bric-a-brac.
Bric-a-brac?
Bric-a-brac.
How did you find out the cat had been killed?
Because it was killed regrettably close to our house.
What kind of cat was it?
A tabby cat.
And how was it
Oh,
killed?
he's very quick.
Unfortunately, it was a truck that shouldn't have been... It was one of the not just normal size lorry, very, very long lorry that should not really have thought that it could drive around those streets, but was attempting to, and it flattened.
So you actually saw the lorry flatten the cat, and then you had to go and tell the neighbour?
Yeah.
I feel like this is the truth, except for
looks
the part
devastated.
about the truck. And that.
This brings me back to a story where I'm not involved in any way, but I witnessed a car overtaking a school bus a couple of years ago and hit a child.
Oh, no.
Well, the child was fine. It was only doing like 10 miles an hour, so it was fine. But I couldn't help but then think, who's the person that has to go and tell the parent?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I assume it's the copper.
Yeah.
I mean, what a horrible job. Knock,
I
knock,
don't know
knock.
how they do it.
I hate to tell you, your kid's just died.
I don't know how they do it.
It must be the worst.
The
Actually,
trauma, it must be horrific.
You killed this cat.
What was the
Bring the
cat
tone down a bit, didn't I?
Yeah, well
Sorry
done.
about that.
Come and see us for fun and laughter.
Jenny.
What was the owner called? Tiddles? In a horrible name mix-up, they started calling each other by the wrong name.
If you want to find fault with someone's cat naming logic, you've got to have a go at my neighbours.
Well, they're grieving. Let's leave them out of it. Did you
kill their cat?
I didn't.
You say you didn't kill the cat. You might have been partly responsible because you were there dressed as a cat when it happened. It might have been the driver of the
dressed
truck
as a cat.
has looked over and gone, size of that cat. Meanwhile, the little cat crossing the road has gone, is that your mummy? Two incidents combined, you've killed little Jennifer, to give her her full name.
Jennifer.
Either that or it was a hit aimed for you, and the description given was, looks a bit like a cat.
Did you pick the cat up and take it to the neighbours, or did you just point to the cat and say, that's where your cat is? No.
I didn't pick it up.
What happened when they answered the door? Talk us through that conversation, because that must have been very awkward.
Had you still at this
Imagine.
point not remembered that your face was painted like
No,
that?
I didn't realise until after I told them, and then I went home and went, oh, I just had to tell so-and-so.
So they've opened the door. Can you remember anything about the first few words of that conversation?
Well, it was very awkward. I've never had to do that before. So I said...
Meow.
Very good, love.
They said hello in a sort of cheery, or maybe he's come round for some sort of jolly reason.
Well, what gave them that impression?
Face painted as a cat.
I said, I'm really sorry, but I'm afraid that I've just seen Jenny get run over.
And they said...
What?
What did they say then? Oh,
No,
sorry,
that's
you're
what they
asking-
said.
I thought you were asking me, sorry. I genuinely thought you didn't understand the question, but you were in character, sorry.
Yeah. If we get to a point where you're asking questions I don't understand, something has happened.
Burn!
The regulars like that one.
And they said, thank you very much for telling us. And then I went back into my house, I live next door, and...
Did you go through the front door or back?
Cat flap.
Yeah, the window.
When you realised you had your makeup on still at home?
My wife pointed out to me. I came home and I said, oh, this dreadful thing's just happened. And my wife said, you know that you've still got your face painted like a kitten? And I said, oh, no.
Did you and your wife look at each other in shock and just feel terrible, or did you both instantly start laughing?
What would
She
you have done?
laughed immediately.
If I just said to you, your neighbour's cat have just been run over and I'm stood there dressed as a pussy cat.
It would be funny.
It would be very
She's an awful woman, though.
No, you're not. Ignore the Irish man.
You're the best female truck driver in the world.
All right, Ness.
All right, Mark. You know what that is? Furballs.
Very good.
So what are you thinking, Lee? Does this have the ring of truth for you?
I
Amelia,
think
what do
it's
we think?
true.
I think it's a total lie.
I think
Do
a
you? Not
lie.
even
Yeah.
an ounce of truth in this.
Not for me. It's going round to the neighbours, and you haven't really actually told us anything about the neighbours. You haven't talked about who it was who answered the door and how you then got to talk to them.
All right, well, Paul answered the door.
Paul. And Paul is married too.
Paul is not married.
Oh, but you did say them. You told them that their cat had died.
Yeah, there are a number of ways in which people cohabit.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe
I
it?
don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
He's very quick,
say
isn't
that.
he?
Says hi.
Okay, Miles, truth or lie?
Oh, ye of little to lie.
Yes.
Oh, I got that one wrong.
Guys, let us know what you think in the comments.
And if you've ever had to deliver any terrible news to a
Oh,
neighbour.
yeah. What's the worst news you've had to deliver in the weirdest, situation?
weirdest possible way. We need to know in the bottom, and we'll do a little readout. Be fun.
I like it in the bottom.
Yep.